Hello, I'm Brent with the Ariens Company. To keep your Ariens snow throw in the best operating conditions, you'll need to perform periodic maintenance and adjustments. Today, we're going to show you how to adjust the traction and attachment cables on your Ariens or SnowTech 920, 921, or 926 series snowblower with friction disc drive. As always, safety comes first, so make sure to wear eye protection, work gloves, and protective footwear. Also, make sure the ignition is in the off position and the key is removed. We'll start with the traction cable adjustment. As the friction disc on your machine wears, it's possible for the drive to slip during operation, especially under heavy load conditions. The traction drive clutch is operated by depressing the lever on the left handlebar of your machine. This action applies tension to the cable, pulls the drive components together, and drives the machine. At the bottom of the traction drive clutch cable is an adjustment barrel held in position with a jam nut. Loosen the jam nut and turn the adjustment barrel down to shorten the cable and remove the slack. With the clutch lever released, check that the swing gate finger touches the front of the stop hole. It is important that the finger touches the front of the stop hole. If it doesn't, you will need to readjust the cable until the finger touches the front of the stop hole. Once you've achieved the correct traction drive clutch cable tension, tighten the jam nut against the adjustment barrel. The traction drive clutch adjustment is now complete. The unit will need to be placed into the service position. Consult your owner's manual on the proper procedure for placing the unit in the service position to avoid spilling any fuel. Once the unit is in the service position, remove the bottom cover. Now we will adjust the attachment clutch and brake. As the attachment drive belt on your machine wears, it's possible for the belt to slip during operation, especially under heavy load conditions. The adjustment is very important because it affects the brake system of the auger and the impeller. When the attachment lever is released, the brake is engaged that stops the auger and the impeller. If the brake is working correctly, the auger and impeller will stop within 5 seconds of the attachment clutch lever being released. The first step is to remove the attachment cable slack. With the engine turned off and the key removed, disconnect the spark plug wire and allow the unit to cool before performing any adjustments. Now, loosen the hardware securing the belt cover to the unit and remove the belt cover. Now, loosen the jam nut on the attachment clutch cable adjustment barrel and turn the adjustment barrel down to shorten the cable and remove the slack. With the attachment clutch disengaged, check that the attachment idler arm lightly touches the frame. If the idler arm is in the correct position, tighten the jam nut against the cable adjustment barrel. If not, adjust as needed until the idler arm is positioned correctly. With the attachment clutch lever disengaged, the brake pad must contact the attachment belt and/or the sheath. With the attachment clutch lever engaged, the brake pad must be more than 1/16 away from the belt. If the gap is less than 1/16, loosen the idler adjustment nut and move the idler away from the belt to achieve the 1/16 inch gap. Engage the attachment clutch lever and check the clearance between the frame and the plastic roller on the lower end of the attachment idler arm. If the roller measurements fall within the specs indicated on the screen for your model, no further adjustment is required. If the roller is less than 1/2 of an inch from the frame, loosen the idler adjustment nut and move the idler closer to the belt. Retighten the nut and recheck the roller clearance. If the roller is outside the high-end range of the specifications for your unit, loosen the idler adjustment nut and move the idler further away from the belt. Retighten the nut and recheck the roller clearance. If the adjustments can't be brought into specified ranges, contact your local independent Ariens dealer for repairs. Start the engine and engage the attachment clutch lever. Have another adult stand at a safe distance from the front of the machine to observe that upon release of the clutch lever, the brake stops the auger rotation within 5 seconds. With regular care and maintenance, your Ariens snow throw will continue to perform at its best through the most punishing winter conditions. For replacement parts, service, or warranty work, contact your local authorized Ariens dealer for assistance. Remember to visit the Ariens channel on YouTube to see our library of instructional and informational videos with many other Ariens products. Ariens, the king of snow.